right, good morning and welcome to another edition of Corporate Governance Platform, brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, Izan. I am Funmi Omoburiu, and I guess it's also right to say compliments of the season. It's going to be the last edition for the year 2021. All right, and of course, don't forget, the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, Izan, is a leading recognized professional body in Nigeria that is dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. Now, in this final edition for the year 2021, we want to look at the issue of succession planning. And my guests are right here in the studio. And our speaker for the day is Mr. KOLAWOLE AKODU, ACIS, his principal partner, Mind Coleman and Associates. Good morning, Mr. AKODU.
Good morning, madam. Good morning, gentlemen.
All right, and of course, with me, of course, the regular voice, Mr. Kaide Ketefe, FCIS, he's head of research, Izan. Good morning, Mr. Ketefe, and compliments of the season to you.
Good morning to you, Fumi, our guests. Good morning to you and all our teamy listeners. Good morning and compliment of the season.
Okay, let's take this message and we'll be right back.
The world is constantly evolving into a knowledge-based economy where skills and competencies constitute the lifeblood of public and corporate governance. You therefore need to empower yourself to fit into this new world by gaining basic knowledge and improving your skill set in the governance-focused disciplines. That is why every aspiring as well as practicing professional in governance field needs Izan.
Izan, what is Izan?
Izan is a leading statutorily established professional body dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. Izan members are trained as chartered secretaries and administrators.
Who are chartered secretaries and administrators?
Chartered secretaries are high-ranking governance professionals with a broad base of skills, unique amongst other professions. They are trained in law, finance, accounting, administration, strategy development, and corporate governance. In today's world, chartered secretaries and administrators discharge a wide range of duties and responsibilities, including functioning as chairmen of companies, executive directors, non-executive directors, company secretaries, risk managers, compliance managers, board evaluators, and corporate governance evaluators.
That is interesting. How then do I become a chartered secretary and administrator?
Good. Go to the Institute's website, www.izan.org. You can also visit the National Secretariat of Izan at Plot 6, Elephant Cement Way, Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos, to get full information on how to become members. Izan, the hub of governance professionals.
All right, Izan, definitely the hub of governance professionals. And like I said earlier, we're looking at succession planning. All right, Mr. AKODU, when we say succession planning, what are we talking about?
Thank you, madam. When we are talking about succession planning, we all know that you cannot be in a place in perpetuity. So we need to plan for someone to take over our position at the end of the day. So by simple definition, succession planning is an act or right of legally or officially taking over a predecessor's office. Succession planning in business environment, therefore, is the process of transitioning the management and the ownership of the business to the next generation. Succession planning is part of HR strategy, and it is for identifying and developing future leaders at your company, not just at the top, but for major roles at all levels. So when we are talking about succession planning in business environment, it helps to prepare for all categories by preparing high potential workers for development. So in this process, we have talented people to replace executive, leadership, or other key employees when they transition to another role, at times they resign, at times the company sack them, and at times they die. So if you have proper succession planning in place, if there's any vacuum, then you have a competent and a skillful person to take charge of the company.
All right, let's relate this concept to that of concept of corporate governance. How relevant is succession planning to, the concept of corporate governance?
In a nutshell, when you are talking about corporate governance, you are referring to way in which companies are governed and to what purpose. It is concerned with practices and procedures. That is, I'm still talking about corporate governance now.
Okay.
It is concerned with practices and procedures for trying to ensure that a company is run in such a way that it achieves its objectives. So, with that in mind, succession planning, on the other hand, is about positioning the business in such a manner that it becomes an institution with the right internal and strategic framework capable of outlasting itself. So for this to be achieved, all companies must adhere to Nigerian Corporate Governance Code of Conduct. This was established, was enacted in 2020. We have further codes, international codes and things like that, but the one governing Nigeria as of today was enacted in 2020. In 2020. 2018. And the KAMA, supported by KAMA and relevant section, the KAMA was enacted in 2020. For instance, Part A of the Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance set out the need to have a person of chairman of a company separated from the chief executive officer of the same company. So different committees were also set up as arranged in the Code of Corporate Governance. So the principle of the Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance provides that the establishment and implementation of a succession planning is one very critical role required of the board, because having one to steer the board in the right direction in terms of preparing for the company's future.
Let's move on quickly. Let's look at categories of positions that succession planning should target.
The category of position succession planning should target are the leadership position in any organization. One, we are talking about chief executive. We are talking about all the HODs in an organization, the skilled workers, not just ordinary worker. The skilled worker that if they leave, it will affect the roots of the organization. So that when we have a proper succession planning in place, then the next person will key into the system.
Great. Now, is succession planning also important to small businesses or some businesses that we regard as one-man business?
Definitely. Succession planning is not just limited to large companies. It is also good for businesses of all sizes, as they can greatly benefit from having experienced and capable employees ready and willing to take a new leadership role as they become available. So the benefit of succession planning for business, for small businesses include, but not limited to: 1, maintaining business security; 2, to eliminate confusion; 3, identifying qualified leaders; and 4, reduces expenses, and it will preserve brand identity. So time might not permit me to expatiate on all these things. But what we are talking about is that, for instance, maintaining business security.
Okay.
Without a solid succession planning in place, your business may cease to exist once you are no longer available to run it yourself. But when a competent successor is chosen, you can ensure that your business outlives you.
Taking a cue from that, would you say that is what is happening in Nigeria, where you have a business lasting into many generations has been rare compared to, developed countries. You want to tell us the role of succession planning in all of this?
Yes, research has shown that lack of succession planning can jeopardize the lifespan of a business if, ab initio, the company lack proper corporate governance structure. It is on record that we have too much power, for instance, concentrated in one hand in Nigerian businesses, especially woman business, whereby we have the chairman doubled as the chief operating officer and managing director of an organization. So there's no check and balances. But with good corporate governance in place in organization, and that is where the code of conduct meant for corporate governance in Nigeria that was enacted in 2018 comes in. There are guidelines that will give you what to do, is to do this, and when to do it. And if you look at CAC now, Kama also stipulated what each and every one in the board of an organization should do. So with good succession plan, you can have companies like you see Apple started as a one-man business. Coca-Cola started as a one-man business, but with good succession plan, they are where they are today.
All right. Maybe one sentence advice for companies and organizations on how to get their succession planning right. To get your succession plan right, or succession planning right in an organization, for any company, organization to get it right, the company and its management must be proactive. They must be proactive. They must be expecting unexpected. Okay, so proactiveness, very key. Thank you so much, key. Mr. AKODU. Mr. Ketefe, does Izan have training scheme on the theme of succession planning?
Thank you very much, Fumi, for that question. Let me start by saying that the training department of the Institute has already acquired reputation of providing top-notch training on diverse topics on corporate governance, which of course include the one we are discussing now, that the theme of succession planning. This training is of two folds. The first is the periodic training that the department organizes from time to time and invite people to attend. The second one is of a specialized nature, specialized training that is organized for specific companies and organizations that request for it. The Institute has been providing excellent services on these two fronts over the years. And so I will use this opportunity to invite organizations, firms, and businesses to take advantage of this service to build the capacity of their directors on the issue of succession planning, and indeed on any area of corporate governance, as the case may be. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ketefe. All right. And that's a bit this morning on Corporate Governance Platform, brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. Thank you, Mr. KOLAWOLE AKODU, ACIS, Principal Partner, Mind Coleman and Associates. Thank you for joining us on the program. And also Mr. Kayode Ketefe, FCIS, Head of Research, ICSAN. Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. All right, of course, when Corporate Governance Platform returns, it will be in the new year 2022. And of course, we look forward to, greater things in the new year. My name is Fumi Omoburiowo. See you in 2022.
The world is constantly evolving into a knowledge-based economy where skills and competencies constitute the lifeblood of public and corporate governance. You therefore need to empower yourself to fit into this new world by gaining basic knowledge and improving your skill set in the governance-focused disciplines. That is why every aspiring as well as practicing professional in governance field needs ICSAN.
ICSAN. What is ICSAN?
ICSAN is a leading statutorily established professional professional body dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. ICSAN members are trained as chartered secretaries and administrators.
Who are chartered secretaries and administrators?
Chartered secretaries are high-ranking governance professionals with a broad base of skills, unique amongst other professions. They are trained in law, finance, accounting, administration, strategy development, and corporate governance. In today's world, chartered secretaries and administrators discharge a wide range of duties and responsibilities, including functioning as chairmen of companies, executive directors, non-executive directors, company secretaries, risk managers, compliance managers, board evaluators, and corporate governance evaluators.
That is interesting. How then do I become a chartered secretary and administrator?
Good. Go to the Institute's website, www.icsan.org. You can also visit the National Secretariat of ICSAN at Plot 6, Elephant Cement Way, Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos, to get full information on how to become members. ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals.